going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hollywood Already Did It, your movie podcast for reboots, remakes, adaptation sequels, and wondering why we continue to tell the same stories again and again. As always, I'm your host, Blake Schultz, and with me is Terrence Tatum.
Hello, everyone.
And this week, the phase one of the DC universe comes to theaters. It technically started in Creature Commandos just this year, but
Yes.
James Gunn's Superman is finally here to answer so many questions about what a Superman movie is. Uh, but yeah, this is now like the fourth or fifth time we've done the character for live action movies. The last one, of course, was Henry Cavill's in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and Justice League, which people seem to have strong emotions in either directions of.
What?
I would have, I, yeah, somehow that franchise is that and The Last Jedi are the two biggest controversial takes you can
Yeah.
have in 2025 if you ignore all the real problems in the world.
Absolutely.
If then it's those. Terrence, what did you think of the movie?
Um, so I need to take a sort of a long walk because I want to make sure that it does not come off as if I am being overly critical or negative of this film. I I like this movie. I do not love it. I think this movie is one of those weird things that sits at an eight for me the entire film. From start to finish, I'm smiling, I'm like, cool. It never dips below an eight. So I don't have anything truly negative to say about this film, but it also never goes above that eight. It just kind of rides that eight the entire time. And so I don't have any like, wow, that is mind blowing. That is a great piece of this film. And I've never seen anything like that in any type of comic book movie, but it's really good. It's solid from start to finish. I think the character characters of Lex and Clark and Lois are all pitch perfect. I think the three casting of David and Nicholas, they nail it. Those guys, especially Hulk, Lex Luthor is phenomenal in this movie. Um, and so I think it got me to a point. This movie got me to a point where I actually care about Superman. I'm attached to him. I feel some ethos with him, and I want to see them in future installments. But in this one, this particular film, I don't feel goes groundbreakingly great. It's just like a solid base hit. I was like, oh, this is a good way to entry in back into the DC world. And so, like I said, I really enjoyed my time here. It didn't like wow me. Some of that I do think is because there's a lot of meat on this. There's just kind of a bloated script. It's a bit overstuffed with characters. Um, it has heart, which is something I don't think we've had in a while for Superman, but it gets tonally so wild swings that my brain even has the whiplash. There's a big point in this movie where there's a terrible tragedy that happens to a not even a main character, a tertiary character, and then the very next scene we're playing with Jimmy and Testmaster in an alley, and I'm like, I what my there's a lot of wide swing that we just took. I don't know what film we're doing. But I think between stuff like that and like the score for this movie didn't really, oddly enough, I don't have that moment where I'm like, oh, that's that hopeful score for this Superman, other than the member berries that they play with John Williams theme that they sort of throw in every now and then. I don't have one definitively for this David version of Superman. And so when it all comes together, I liked it. I had a good time. I think I'm going to be more excited when we get a non-James Gunn directed Superman. I think that is probably where I'm going to be like, keep these same actors, but give me a somebody else sort of taking this. Because as much as I love James Gunn, this is a muted James Gunn, and so it's not. We don't get him to go crazy, and we don't get him to kind of do what he normally does, and so we end up with this sort of like medium version of God.
I don't know that we're ever going to see crazy James Gunn again.
Not in this world.
I don't
No.
know that the Slither and Trauma James Gunn is ever coming back.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it here.
Um, I loved the movie. I do in a very weird way agree with you where I don't think there's a big moment. And for me, what is missing, um, and it's so strange because I'll start here and then I'll tell you why this is, I think, since the first Superman movie, the best we've ever done.
And I will still agree, and I agree with
Um,
that, actually. That's a fact.
yeah, but what it didn't have for me was like I don't really know what to call it other than oh he's like a light switch moment, like the
Hmm.
moment that I'm thinking of is like Spider-Man jumping over the Goblin's glider, or Batman fighting on the train and having his like, I don't need to save you. And I kept kind of waiting for
Yes.
this moment where I'm like, oh, he's a vit. And it's funny because I don't really mean snap the neck of Zod, even though I do like that moment in Man of Steel. I think
Hmm.
that that moment services what Man of Steel is about in a great way. And but it is weird that that's the moment that's missing, where I was waiting for it to be like, okay, go be Superman, go
Hmm.
beat everyone up. Like
Right.
I'm waiting for, we've given you Ultraman, beat him down.
Yeah.
Like show me that you are like
The
the
God, the
symbol.
greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing in the Avengers, where it's like we kind of watch them get their ass kicked for 2.5 hours, and then we do the big circle
Yeah, the loop.
shot,
Hmm.
and then it's like go,
We're
and you're
about
like,
to
yup,
wreck
this
shop.
is like
Yeah.
we're in it. It's almost that weird like I understand it now moment. Like I was
Hmm.
just kind of waiting for him to have his like Spider-Man Homecoming lifting the thing
Go
off and
Omega.
fighting
Yeah.
Vulture. Like
Correct.
the almost like I'm done. Like I
Yeah.
kept
Like I've
waiting
had
for the
enough of
like,
I've been passive enough for this. I'm about to wreck shop.
and I thought what it was going to be is when he figured out it was a clone, and Lex was like, I've studied you for so long. Superman was going to be like, oh, good. I've been holding back.
Now I can destroy this
Yeah.
person because he's not a human. Yeah.
I was waiting, and maybe not even kill or destroy him, but I was just waiting for him to be like, well, here's what you don't know, Lex, is like, I've been playing at half strength.
Yeah.
Like, they do that a lot in the Spider-Man comics, where suddenly like a villain or somebody is like, oh, he's been holding back. He's
Hmm.
been pulling punches. Okay, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
This could like, and I think that would have been a good moment in a movie that so quickly starts with this guy has all this power. He's going into other countries and doing whatever he wants. If we had learned like, oh, I've been holding back, would have been a great like, oh, should we
Oh,
be happy or scared?
right. Like
Like,
that. Right. I don't know if I should be terrified.
because
Yeah.
I think in a weird way the movie does play with a lot of what Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's movies played with, of the like,
Hmm.
how far does unchecked power go, and even Captain America Civil War, Daredevil season 2, we've done a lot of the like the superheroes do whatever they want. Oh no, I do think this movie actually does it better,
Yeah.
because this movie has what the other two three examples I used don't have, which is like good journalism. Like it, we
Hmm.
so quickly get to a moment with Lois and Clark doing an interview
I love it.
where he kind of just keeps being like, I was helping people. And she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but you didn't
But should you?
ask
Because you didn't check
anyone.
with anyone to
Yeah.
see if they needed your help or if they wanted your help. Yeah.
And it's great that we start this movie like you're thrown in. We're not, he's not a kid. He's been
Yeah.
doing for 3 years. He's
3 years.
revealed himself. Blah, 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 blah. So we kind of have the grace to start here. And I think when you skip an origin like this, you get to do more challenging things more quickly.
Hmm.
It's almost why, as much as I love Spider-Man, I think I like this more than Spider-Man Homecoming, because that movie skipped his origin and everything felt too light. And this kind of skips the origin and immediately
It gets
asks
gets heavy. Like
challenging questions.
correct.
Um, and I really dug that we kind of do that, because when he even gets up and does it, like people were gonna die, and he like yells, and you're just like, oh, he doesn't get it. Like
No,
he only sees I
helping.
saved people and no
I
one
save people.
died.
Yeah.
And he's almost like, yeah, I stuck him on a cactus. It was
Yeah.
hilarious. And even that I was like, oh, Superman,
Oh,
no,
no.
you
Yeah,
can't
you can't
fly
just
world
do
leaders and
that.
do whatever you
You
want
can't
with
just take
them.
right.
Like, oh dear.
While I may
Um,
agree that that's what I want to do, we should not do that.
so I do think that question was best tackled in this movie than it's been in other ones, because we also never really set him up in like the super dramatic way. It still always
Yeah.
has this agency of hope and light, and like he is doing the right thing. And like he's kind of a nerd. And I kind of think we forgot that Clark Kent is sort of a
Is
dork.
dorky.
Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun seeing the first thing that our Superman does in the movie that I think about, at least, is the most human moment of just like him and his girlfriend fighting, just having this
Hmm.
incredibly real, like, well, I'm just going to leave. I
We see
can't
him do
do
humanize.
this.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah.
We humanize him immediately, which is important to Superman because I think a lot of people have a disconnect from him. I'm being one of them, where sometimes I can't relate to Superman because he is basically a godlike figure at that point. And so it is important to like, hey, before we get to the Superman stuff, let's at least have a relationship to show that like there's a human component to this that exists. I think that and the Ma and Pa Kent piece of it, which I love the version of them that we get here because it feels very much like a Kansas Midwest. Like, oh yeah, that is a Ma and Pa Kent. Like it's not the Kevin Costner, I'm a good looking guy. Like it's like, oh
Oh
no,
my
this is what I would
God. Yeah.
expect them to be in the middle of, and the fact that they don't know how to talk to their son or their son doesn't come visit them as much. I was like, oh, that's kind of heartbreaking. Like, yeah, he's gotten too big and he's Superman now, but we still
Yeah.
care about him. We still think about him. We still watch the news. We're still scrolling our phones, looking at our phones like this. I was like, oh, that's adorable.
And
Giving more human characteristics to him.
I loved sassy Ma Kent, just kind of this,
Yeah.
just doing whatever she wants, always kind of being right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I liked that Pa Kent was his kind of star. He was like this true north point, and
Hmm.
it's a great thing for the movie because it's so core to like Superman of like space parents versus Earth parents.
Correct.
And one thing that even like I just rewatched the original one from the 70s, and like that movie does it in an interesting way where it's not so much that he picks a parent, it's more that he's kind of like, I can do this, so I will. I am going to reverse time and change
Hmm.
something despite my dad's warnings, despite him kind of being like, you're going to be this beacon and you're going to lead them and everyone's going to love you and you're going to do, but don't do any. It's a very like Star
Yeah,
Trek Prime directive,
it
like,
is.
but don't change the planet now.
Yeah.
And his kind of arc in that is sort of being like, no, I'm gonna do this instead. Um, and in Man of Steel, one of my more frustrating things is I feel like in that one, it's like Paul Kent tells him to like let a bus of children die. He
Yeah.
does nothing to save him, and then Space Dad is just right.
Right. He ends up
there
just being
is
correct.
no there's
There's
no
no,
challenge. Paul
yeah. And
Kent is like maybe the bus of
maybe
orphans
they both
should have
should. And I'm
died.
like, wait, what? Um, I love it here though, because it sort of tugs it. He has to play both sides and he has to sort of think about like, all right, I've established this message. I've only heard a truncated version of this message, and I've made this hope message feel like that's what my birth parents would have wanted. They wanted this from me. And then he hears the entire message and he's like, oh my God, they said that these people are idiots and that I should rule over them. Oh crap, that is not at all what I want. And it's crazy how the humans, understandably so, flip on a dime because it's like, oh, wait, you can crush us. Like, hold on,
I
wait a
think
minute, you can crush us
whenever
in a
somebody
heartbeat.
shows up and they're there to like impregnate our women is when people are going to be like, wait a
Harems
beat.
everywhere.
Yeah, even I like it took me a moment in the theater where I was like, wait, what? This is a kids movie. What are we doing? Harems are what is happening? Okay.
But what I really loved is that he went to his mom and pa, his Kansas family, and they're the ones that are like, you made that message what it meant to you, and that's all that matters. Like it doesn't matter what the rest of that message says. You took from it what makes you who you are, and that is who you are as a human. And sort of then you realize that, oh, yes, he comes from Krypton, but his family values has come from Ma and Pa Kent, and it was just
Yeah.
great to sort of see that all established on screen.
Yeah, I think it's probably, I think, maybe not the best, but my favorite execution of kind of his moral code. Because I think
Yeah.
it's a very relatable thing to be like, oh, I thought something that I idolized,
Hmm.
whether it's, in this case, a parent, but it could be a hero, a teacher, a brother, a sister, a movie, a
Right.
celebrity, a politician. And you're like, they told me to do the right thing. And then you're like, oh no,
Oh, that
now
is
my entire worldview has
everything that I knew
collapsed.
is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And to see him kind of go through that and then come back around to just sort of being like, oh yeah, no, this was always right. Now I have to like win the public back.
Hmm.
Um, which I thought that was also just so well done. And in terms of like why are we doing this today and what's different for today, the entire idea that like Lex is using the press and the media and Twitter and the internet and all of these things to drive a narrative and going on podcasts and talk shows.
The bot monkeys is fascinating.
I loved it. That was one of my
Yeah.
favorite. And that's, I'll finish this thought and then I'll get on that. I thought that was one of the most like of the times today
Hmm.
things to have in the movie. This kind of idea of almost media literacy and just kind of being like, well, it doesn't really matter. You made a mistake when you crossed the borders, and now there's the court of public opinion, and
Right.
now there's this message. I liked also that Lex was like, I didn't even have to do anything.
You did
Like it
all of
turned
this.
out that
Like,
this is awesome. Like
yeah. Like he
uh
went to the fortress to find something. He's like, oh, this is here? Say less.
great. Yeah. Um it also was a great character moment when he like goes by himself after that reveal, and it was so small, but I love that Green Lantern and the Justice Gang walked in and he just like lasered the window shut. I was like, what a small moment to show that Guy Gardner
Even though he's
isn't a
a
complete
prick,
tool.
even though he's a prick,
Like
he knows in this moment, hey,
he's so like,
he
nope,
needs a
this is for
moment.
us.
This is
Yeah.
us. Yeah, you guys are out of
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
I thought that was a really small and interesting thing because in the trailer it looks like it's a very actiony moment. Like he
Hmm.
lasers it close and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then you get here and it's when he's like, nope, this
Nope.
is a
Nobody's
private
eyes need to
time.
be on this but us. Yeah.
Um, that kind of leads me, the Bot Monkeys and Guy Gardner, into kind of my next point of I was so impressed by how many things were thrown at this movie, and I never once was like too much. And I really,
Yeah.
once we ripped open the parallel, the micro universe and the monkey bots and Alan Tudyk's metamorphosing character,
Yeah.
I
Once
was like,
Metamorpho
this is
comes
gonna
on.
be too much. And I
Yeah.
was just like, I love it. Like,
I never, it's funny because I thought being dropped in like quote unquote media res, if you will, and that this is established and this world is just big. I thought that would be too much. And I was like, nope, that is not a piece of this that bothered me at all. I was like, nope, this is fine. And I kind of love that they were just like, hey, we're gonna do parallel stuff. We're going there. This is a Saturday morning cartoon. You're either with us or you're not, and we don't care. And I was like, cool, I like that.
I think, and so many other people have said it too, but like it really is like, oh, this is the cartoon, this is the animated series come to life. This is one of my
Hmm.
favorite things because just, I mean, all of them, Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, Guy
Mr. Terrific
Gardner,
is
all
great.
three of
Yeah.
them, I was like, oh, this is just stripped from the page.
Hmm.
It's great to see our actor from First Class return and get a little bit of
Get a
redemption
re
after
because
his,
whatever they did to him over there was
and yeah,
terrible.
not his fault in First Class. I actually really
No,
liked him. And I
I liked
also
his
was like, bring
character.
him back. His power is to
Yeah,
not die. And they were like,
yeah,
no.
no,
Why would we do
yeah.
that?
I think part of my issue too is that like I love the hero moment that they gave to a character, but it went to Mr. Terrific and not to like that scene when he goes and puts Lois, protects her, and it just
It just
goes for broke.
goes
That's
nuts.
that's the moneymaker scene of this movie. But I was like, oh, that goes to Mr. Terrific, which is great, but it's not his flick.
Yeah, there and that's kind of my one thing because we get actually I guess I have two things. And one of them is so nitpicky and it's not even a problem. It is just more of a like I kind of need it to stop. I feel like ever since 2008 when Iron Man came out, if a character who can flies is in trouble, we go into space and there's an icing problem. I feel like I consistently am like, oh, icing problem.
As soon as he went into the air, I was like, oh, I know where this is going now.
I was like, we
I
have
see that this is where this is happening.
Tony brought Warmonger up there almost 20 years ago. And I feel
Yeah,
like whenever a character now is in trouble, they're like the ice in the space.
I think that's why, like, for that to happen the way that climax happened, I think that's why I was like, oh, because if this was the first time I saw it, that would have been probably taking me from my 8 the whole time to a 9. But I was like, I've seen this done better before, and like, this isn't anything
I
new
thought
for
that
me.
was the I'm gonna get closer to the sun and
I
like
did too, and
blast all
power
this
up,
out
and
of
it's like
him.
I'm gonna jack you guys up. Yeah.
Plus, then we
And that
also never really come back to her after like she falls, and then we just fight Ultraman. And I was like, so
no, it
did
says she
she
still has a
like?
heartbeat, but like,
Yeah, but
so we never see her again. Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of my one. Like, wait a minute,
But yeah.
because I originally thought she was going to be the one hooking up with Jimmy Olsen when it was like weird toes or whatever. I was like, oh, I bet she's doing something with those toes. But no, instead we got Eve, who was also just such a fun addition. And
I thought I was going to hate Taskmaster, and then the fact that they not only was she great, but she was pretty much she was the integral part of the entire story, and shows you that yes, she was being a socialite and taking photos, but she also knew what she was doing. Like she was
it
taking photos
also
of every spot that happened to be something around Lex, which was
like
great.
I think this is also one of the first times where a villain I wasn't like, oh, you're not just evil, you're like mean. Like you're
Yeah,
mean to a dog and you're throwing pens at your girlfriend. Like you just
you're just
suck.
our you are a
Like
terrible person. Yeah,
like it was sort of
yeah,
one of those weird moments where it's just like I can't think of any like super villain in any other movie where I've just been like, oh, this dude's a prick.
yeah,
Like
and I
maybe
liked
Yellow
that.
Jacket and Ant-Man was the other one where I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's just kind of mean to people. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't even
Nicholas
just have
Holt
a
like
plan.
nailed it. Like he was, I was like, oh, you are the Quint, you are a hole. And like what I love is that they take him to the point of no return. I was like, oh yeah, you're a bad guy, and then you just straight up shoot an innocent person. And I'm like,
Oh, was that not just like the
oh,
hard
eh,
and my friend who I saw the movie with, he made a good point with that where he was like, so rarely when we do the Russian roulette, it either doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work, and then we don't kill the person, or he's like, I was never gonna shoot this guy. Like
yeah.
there's a gag, and he was like, not only did he kill him, but then he was like, wow, I can't believe that happened that
Oh,
fast.
that was quick.
Like he
Yeah,
still made like a joke, and I was like,
right.
yeah, it was like
It was
sick. And
it was
across
sick.
the street from that is somebody with someone's child, and you are just like, oh,
Oh,
this is almost more like dark than the Snyder movies. Like
correct.
the moments in this, like it's brighter visually,
It's right. The
but like
colors are
just kind of
bright, but like
like
there's
we're
some
gonna
weird.
threaten this baby and shoot this innocent man on camera first. And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh,
what did Jesse
okay.
Eisenberg do as Lex? Oh yeah, he just sucked on that candy real weird. That's fair
Yeah.
enough. No, I thought the movie just kept doing, and it did such a good job of its theme with hope, which I very much am like, this is what we need today. This is the Superman movie
Hmm.
we need this summer. But like you get it through and through with Superman, through so many different, like, what does hope mean to me, to my family, to the people of these other countries, to this. But when Lex does it, when they like invert that theme and he's like, you're jealous. And he's like, well, yeah, man.
Well, of
You think
course.
I'm an idiot? But
Right.
my envy is what gives us hope to stop you. And I was like, this is one of the best ways to use like a theme and invert it. Because so often when we do like the inverse of a theme in a movie. We don't just take like what it could kind of be in the wrong hands. It's a very like hope versus despair.
It's
Superman is
the
hope
opposite.
and
Right.
Zod is oppression.
Yeah.
And it's like, right,
Yeah.
okay, clearly this is like hope is a point of view. And it
Hmm.
almost makes Lex even scarier that he's like, no, I need to be jealous of you, Superman. It's how I'm going to win.
It
Like
makes me better. Right. It's what
it's
drives me, fuels me to stop you.
he could have had like a Mamba mentality poster somewhere, and I would have been like, "Yeah, this is a dude who
Yeah.
was like watching Kobe Bryant and being like, yeah, man, I
Yeah.
also am you, but I kill people."
It's one of those ones where like, and it's crazy because you get it throughout this entire movie. He's like, I was the top of the food chain, and this dude shows up 3 years ago, and my entire life has been turned upside down, and these people now back him. This cannot
Let him
happen. We
die.
need, we, yeah, like they back him now. F it. They should die as well. I don't care.
Yeah, he's rough. Like
Yeah.
he's Lex
Yeah.
Luthor.
Yeah. There's not a moment where I was
Um,
like, as it goes on, I was like, oh, yeah, he's not, there's no redeeming factor. That's not a guy that you can go in the next movie like, oh, he's on the good guys now. No, he is terrible.
so was his plan of getting like half the country, was that a callback to the original Superman's real
It felt
estate
like the real
plan?
estate, it felt like the new version of the real
Because one
estate
of his
plan.
guys' names was
Is
Otis, and a
Otis,
part of me
it
was like, "Oh
was.
my god,
Yeah. And I was like, is this the real estate plan just in a bigger scale now? Like, I'm gonna get a country now.
Jesus, he wants to be king." You know, everything I say leads me to another where I was like, "Ooh, that's right." The Perry White stuff was he was so. Everyone in this movie you wanted more of. I wanted more of
Yes.
Cat. I wanted more of
Yes.
Jimmy. I wanted more of the what's his name who was following around yelling into his phone at the beginning. I want so much more of Perry
Steve, yeah,
White.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It really is one where I was like, are we getting the
It's
sequel
a
tomorrow?
it's a
But
world built and you feel it feels lived in and you're like, I just want to know more about all of these people.
it made me really excited, and I'm glad we didn't do it. And that my same friend I saw the movie with made the point to me because when we walked out, I was like, I wanted them to say Justice League because we see the Hall of Justice, and he was like, we don't
Maxwell
need
and yeah.
tagline the movie. It's like I think what he
Yeah.
said. He's like, we don't need. And I was like, I also wanted them to like reference Bruce Wayne. Like I was waiting for Mr. Terrific or
Yeah, they
someone to
didn't
be
bring him
like,
up at
oh,
all.
I.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we don't like we just. And I was like, no, you're right, you're right. But
I
I
also think
know
it's
it's not what it's going to be. But man, do I want Matt Reeves Batman to be in this.
in this
This
world.
is because why are we if like I just saw somebody I follow on TikTok said the same thing that I was like thinking of, but like, why are we afraid of actual juxtaposition? Why are we like, we don't need to make Batman happier or Superman sadder to fit together? What's
It's just
fun is that we're putting oil and water in a room.
right.
But he
Yeah.
also is so like, as soon as Lois was like, you trust everybody and love everyone, I was like, he needs Batman. He
Mm-hmm.
needs Batman.
Because
He
Batman's
needs
like, stop
Batman.
that. Stop that now.
Yeah.
He trusts no one.
And Matt Reeves Batman needs the Superman because
Yeah.
he hates everybody.
He hates everybody.
They need it. They need it to happen.
I was glad because the next film is Supergirl. It was kind of gives like a handoff at the end because that's literally a bleed in. I'm a big fan of her comic, which is that movie is based off of The World of Tomorrow, and it's literally if they're with her being drunk, I was like, oh, this is a literal handoff to the top of that movie. They're gonna nail that. I was like, oh, that's smart. Instead of having post credit sequences, literally just like, here's the baton, go. You got next.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that more than the post credit scenes
I
in
do too.
Marvel. I
Yeah, I was
kind of
just like,
like
yeah,
it. There was a whole movie here, and then both the post credit scenes. I was like, this was fun, but I don't care.
yeah.
Uh, it's fun having to be like, I can be so mean to Mr. Terrific. Like that. My gosh,
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah, I'm so excited for
I'm
Supergirl
so excited
now.
for
I'm
Supergirl.
excited for all of it. Green Lantern
Yeah,
got me excited for
lanterns.
lanterns.
Yeah,
That got me excited.
seeing Peacemaker and Guy going to be in. I was like, this is fun. I'm like, this is you're building a world. You got me,
you
James. You son of a
you could
bitch.
put crypto in every movie and I
Yeah,
would be happy. That was just the best.
yeah.
Yeah, I really can't think of one thing other than I just really wanted a bigger
One moment for Cal.
Superman
Yeah,
moment.
I
Yeah,
want to know
because like
Cal moment.
the best we get is when he like laser shreds all
The flip, the all of
the
them.
yeah.
But I think the problem for me for that and why that doesn't hit is because none of those people matter. Like that's just like fodder. That would be like if Tony just did a blast to a bunch of Ultrons that like, hey, that's not the prime
Yeah.
Ultron. Therefore, I want him to do that to somebody who was of more substance or meant more
Yeah.
in the film.
Because like we even like the other superheroes when they're in the other country, like Green Lantern gets to flip up all the tanks, Hawkgirl gets to drop the president
Yeah,
down. And I
right.
was like,
She's like,
it's
I'm
like,
not
yeah, I
Superman. I was like, yes,
it was
I will kill me a
we
mother.
just cut to that ice cube dropping in. It was so good.
Yeah.
Um God, the movie, it really was just this felt like the DC movie that I had been waiting for like a
Hmm.
long time.
It does.
And we had come close because I really liked Black Birds of Prey. I liked some of the other ones, Wonder Woman, the first one.
Hmm.
I like parts of Man of Steel a lot. I don't hate Zack Snyder's Justice League cut.
I like the Justice League cut. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Um,
quite a lot in there that I enjoyed, but
I think
this felt like a fun time at the movies. Like when I think of a summer blockbuster, I'm
that's
like,
what I
this
keep
is
coming back
it.
to. Even when I walked out, I was like, I didn't love it, but this is the quintessential summer blockbuster film. Like this is the top, like that movie that like, hey, you want a summer popcorn movie? This is it. Go enjoy that.
I
That's a summer popcorn flick.
It was funny because a part of me, when I walked out with my buddy, I was like, I miss feeling like this when I leave a movie, where I'm just like, I felt the same way when I left Sinners, where I was like, I'm just excited. I'm just in a
Hmm.
good mood. I'm not mad about anything. I'm not thinking about like
Yeah.
whatever nonsense is around the movie. I just like, I miss, is this what fun was?
Right.
I
Can I have
miss
a good time
this.
again? It's been a while since I've
Yeah,
done this. Yeah.
right. I was like, I'm not like irritated. I'm not like, well, the other one was like this. Like, nothing felt like a chore.
No.
Obviously, we are not the only ones in America who feel this way because it's made $225 million so far.
Quite a bit of money. Yeah, it's doing well.
So it's,
Internationally, it's a little softer, which is kind of to be expected. because of some of the things that are happening in the world and what the film sort of has been leading itself to be about. But yeah, no, it's doing well. Cinema score is like an A-, which is on par with like some of the better stuff out of the DC. Rotten Tomatoes are high, both critically and fan. So I think this is going to have legs. It should be interesting to see how this does once Fantastic Four enters the fray
And
and where we go there.
I hate pitting two movies against each other because I don't think that that's fair. But I walked out of this movie and a part of me was like, man, Fantastic Four really needs to hit now.
Yeah, I
It
was like,
really
balls
like
in your court. Yeah.
yeah, ooh, man, they have a high
I will say
bar.
this though. I think what helps though, if I'm comparing the two, and they're very different movies because they're just not the same. But Thunderbolts to me, probably because it was more of an emotional film, hit harder for me than Superman did.
I would
Although I
agree
think
with
Superman's
that.
a more fun time. I Thunderbolts is the film. I'm like, oh, that's a great fit. That's
That
a
was just a
really good
good,
film.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's probably if I had to rank the summer movies right now, yeah, it would be Thunderbolts and Sinners and this probably.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um, But I
I think
am
that's our
immediately excited to see whatever the hell else we get with this version of Superman. Like, put him anywhere. Like, I want him
yeah,
back
yeah.
quickly.
Don't I mean, yeah. I really hope, and I don't think we will. But like the biggest mistake, I still think that Zack Snyder's
Putting Batman
DCEU
in there.
had. Where was Man of Steel 2?
Yeah, putting
We
Batman Superman
never
together immediately.
like
Yeah,
we
he
we
never
never
got a
got it.
chance
Like
to. Yeah, yeah.
how
I don't know how
like
that's possible. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah.
it's just crazy. So I am like, yeah, like, and I know James Gunn's doing this in a way that I do think is smart to be like, we're gonna go one at a time. We're not gonna get too crazy. We
Hmm.
gotta get Supergirl going. We gotta get Clayface going. We gotta do. There's a lot to do. So I don't really want to wake up tomorrow with like Superman 2 next
Yeah,
summer.
yeah.
But
He's been very coy, because someone asked him, like, when are we getting the Superman 2? And he's like, define Superman 2. So I have a feeling that Cal's going to show up somewhere else where he's not the lead, but it'll be somebody else's film, but he'll be a big part of it.
yeah, I'm sure he'll keep
He's
showing
probably
up.
going to be Supergirl, but not that comic doesn't really have him around much. So other than
No, they
like in
could do another
name,
handoff.
yeah,
Um, no, it'll be good. I'm very excited.
yeah,
And if you're very excited, you should leave us a review and a comment since we are out of time. But you can follow us on our YouTube channel, How We Already Did It, where Terrence does the trailer reactions and show reviews, on TikTok at Hollywood ADI, and Twitter. And I'm at, as always, Blake, and Terrence is at Terrence Tatum. And we will see everybody next time.
later.